Well. Welcome back, everyone.
Here we are.
We're back. Happy New Year's. Happy
It's
New
like
Year's.
we never left.
Happy New Year's, everyone. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Dashing? Good to see you, man. Welcome in, everyone. Glad to be back. It's a new year. We're still going to bring you the same show.
We are.
Unless you don't like it, and then we'll change it.
What?
Yeah. You know?
Maybe we'll bring the drama. What do you think?
The drama.
The drama.
Not the drama. Anything but that. But Happy New Year's, guys. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Hope if you made any New Year's resolutions, you stick to them. If they're for the better. If they're not, enjoy what you're doing. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So how was your New Year's? What'd you do? Scions, what'd you do?
You know what? As a senior citizen, the wife and I did the same thing most senior citizens do. We went to bed.
So I have a tradition every year. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. Okay. I get champagne. I log in to World of Warcraft. I hop in Discord with friends, or I'm already in Discord with friends. I armbar them to log into Warcraft with me, and we watch the fireworks. We watch the fireworks go off. I cheers everyone, kiss the missus, tell her I love her, drink some champagne. Not too much longer after that, I go pass the hell out.
That's awesome. That's actually a good day right there.
Yep, I do it every year. I log in, so I see the fireworks. I take a little picture, throw it in Discord. Happy New Year.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. But I stay home. We stay safe. Don't go out and do silly shit because I'm too old for it. Too old for it.
100%, man.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
So, let's go ahead and get the fit out the way. Big shout out to
what
all
do you got today?
We have the Arise t-shirt. Big shout out if you know what I'm talking about, you solo leveling fans. But
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's an anime that I enjoy very much, and it's called Solo Leveling, and the dude has a particular ability that he can bring people back, and he goes, Arise. And they come back as his army, essentially, that he uses to attack things or, big bads and so on. It's really cool. So that's the fit. We're rocking the Arise t-shirt today.
Cool.
Transmog does add 30% damage. Don't tell anybody any different. Oh, man. But
that's awesome.
I spent New Year's Eve in Stormwind watching the fireworks. Let's go, Xavier.
Man.
Spent way too much money. Voice actor for him. Yeah, voice actor is amazing. But yeah, man, like I said, we are chilling, having a good time. We're back. It's a new year, and we, like each week, we're going to keep talking about stuff and things around Blizzard World of Warcraft. We do venture off into other games if they have any kind of like relevance or they're new, up and coming, going on, whatever the case is. But you're going to find us right here talking World of Warcraft, majorly with the spice of something or a season of something different occasionally. But
absolutely,
I genuinely love what I do here, and I love that you guys are a part of it. And thank you for coming to the lives. This will be posted in a higher resolution for you by Sunday evening, so that way you guys can tune in and listen to it. I would also like to ask the live viewers that are watching, because there's a big thing about podcasts, and this might sound trivial, but it's important. Do you like background music or not in your podcast? I would really love to know if you guys prefer to, and make sure you post this in the comments on the video, especially when the video comes out Sunday, so that we know for next week, because maybe the music is a no-go for you guys, or you absolutely love it and think it's imperative that we keep it. But we want to know. We want your experience to be improved tenfold. So let us know if you prefer the background music or not. But yeah, other than that, I think it's time we jump into some of our topics today. And I want, keep in mind, guys, I do have a topic that Scions has no idea about. And it is the buzz. It is the buzz around Azeroth this week. But he doesn't know yet. And I'm going to hit him with a left hook here in just a little bit. So you guys stay tuned and make sure you catch that, okay? But let's jump into the very first topic, okay? This one's spicy, so I figured we'd just go ahead and get the muy caliente right out of the way, all right? So, where do raiding guilds go wrong who want to achieve cutting edge? Science, I want your opinion first.
That is a hot topic. And
because you're a cutting edge raider and I'm not. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never honestly achieved cutting edge without, I want the mount, so I went and go paid millions of gold to get it.
Yeah, I've actually done it, and I only have one. It was a while ago, but the fact that you have one doesn't mean that you don't know what you're talking about, right?
Sure.
And if you're not doing it every time. So what a lot of CE raiders will tell you is that you don't do it all the time. You don't know what you're talking about. If you take a look at guilds that want to be CE raiders, they got this team. Hey, we're CE focused. We're going at it. They do a couple things wrong.
Okay.
And one of those is they forget that it is a team sport. Okay. Mm-hmm. So parses aside, parses will push you past certain bosses, sure, where you don't have to do mechanics. As you get deeper in that raid, and especially this late in the season, I'm not talking about world first raiders because they know exactly what they're doing, and parses do matter. They're not parsing the way we're parsing now at the beginning of the season.
Okay.
So they're close, but it's not the same, right? Okay. Because again, we have all the information and we know where all the mechanics are and all that stuff. So the way that guilds go wrong when they're pushing for cutting edge, and especially late in the season, is the fact that it's a team sport. As you get into the later bosses, you have to do mechanics.
Okay.
You have to do mechanics. If you are spending 2 raid nights a week for 3 weeks, that's 6 raid nights on a particular boss, it's a mechanics issue. It's not a performance issue. So usually most teams have what they call a bench. And that's part of the team, right? Because you're covering people that are coming in that are, taking over for people who can't make it or whatever it is.
Sure.
And if you do not give those people stick time.
Sure.
On those bosses.
Yep.
And you sit them for 6 weeks, 8 weeks. That's not a team. They're not going to be able to help you. They're just there, right? And so the problem is in that team environment, you're not being a team. You're just taking the parsers. And I've seen that so many times over the last 15 years I've played Warcraft. Again, and I've been on the guilds from we can't do normal bosses to cutting edge to mid-level to subpar to a little over par. And it's not happening because, again, it's a team thing. It's a leadership thing. Mm-hmm. The other piece of that is if you are modeling your teams after the cutting edge teams, they do everything together. They do Mythic Plus together. They do raids together. They do everything together as a team, from the most best, highest player to the lowest player on the team, because it is all about building the team. If you don't have a team, you're not going to get there. And hoping that you're going to recruit someone else that's going to push you over to CE, one person is not going to do it for you. And so you have to cultivate and get these members of your team that maybe aren't as good, maybe they're better at mechanics than some of your high parsers.
Yeah.
Because if the boss doesn't go down, your parse doesn't matter. I don't care what you did. We're on pull 440 new, right? So you have to include the entire team in doing things. If you've got people sitting on the bench for a couple weeks, then you need to make sure that they don't leave, because you're going to need them. Okay. Right? So you've got to do things with them. You've got to cultivate that relationship. Hey man, we're not going to use you this week, but we want to get you some Mythic Plus runs, that kind of thing, right? It's a leadership team thing. And what a lot of people do in a social game like this is they play it as a social, not as a team sport. It's like the NFL. This is like football.
Yeah.
When you're raiding, they're rotating defensive and offensive linemen off the field the entire game. Everybody's playing. Not in Warcraft, not on raid teams. And that's a problem. And I'm telling you right now that you are never going to get there if you don't adapt to that team concept. Okay. Go ahead, Zugs.
No, I mean, a lot of things you said absolutely make sense. I mean, So from my perspective, the biggest struggle for us was just getting people to show up. I mean,
that's part of it too. Yeah.
it's just getting the attendance there. And, you know, I was talking a couple of days ago about this on my live stream. By the way, real quick, Scions and myself, we stream live on twitch.tv/Zugsy/Scions. Make sure you come show some love over there. We're live all the time. Links will be down in the description for you. I was talking about this the other day on my live, and attendance is the biggest breakdown for me. And it's a commitment thing, because again, you're not looking for a commitment of we'll go as far as I feel like we're going to go, and then I'm just going to quit. You need to be there for the entire, like, as an example, one of my community members and a friend, he got cutting edge legitimately on his team the last night of season 2 for Liberation of Undermine. You know, but they stuck with it through the entire season. They got it done. You know, it sucks that not everybody, they weren't able to farm it to get everybody the 100% mount, but they got their cutting edge before the season wrapped up. And the biggest problem that we've endured is people just failing to commit. Now, there's a difference, and this is super important, guys. There's a very big difference in a commitment issue due to real life circumstances. Your work schedule changes. You have a child, you know, that you didn't, you know, things of that nature. You have an accident that renders you not to be able to play the game the way you used to. Whatever the case is, even though I wish that on no one. I'm just being realistic. Those are scenarios that can alter your commitment. That's completely acceptable. There's also a reason why there's a bench, because, you know, yada yada person's going on vacation. And these people should be, like you were saying, be rotated in as well. It shouldn't just be, these are the 20. If we don't have one of them, we'll grab one of you. You know what I mean? Like, it should be a rotation. But the thing is, when you commit that you're going to push into game in a raid with a team, and you want to fill one of those 20 seats, you have 19 other people relying on your word that you're going to show up. Outside of the foreseeable, like, I had an accident, work carried over, you know, XYZ realistic things, which is what you have a bench for. The commitment of actually being there, just because for some people, they're outliers that can, after 2-3 pulls, they get the mechanics down and they're ready to go. You know, they're ready to just pump and know how to do it. Some people need pulls. They need more pulls. So what if you're over 50 pulls? If you eventually get the kill, and you've learned the mechanics and you get it down, then it turns into a farmable situation to where you can go through your reclears and get to the next boss and progress. You know, I think it's super important that people have patience. I also think it's important when you're in a raid environment like that you mesh well with your teammates. Because that's another big deterrent. A lot of people don't realize this is a video game. It's not a job, even though you are committing to do something. You got to enjoy your time, because if you're not enjoying your time, you're not gonna uphold your commitment. You know, things like that. And I'm a mythic raider, but I'm not a cutting edge raider. I've never achieved cutting edge. I cannot claim that. We go as far into mythic as we can every season. We usually get 5-6 bosses.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't mean that you're a failure at mythic raiding by any means.
No, I don't think so.
But again, like I said, if you want your team to improve, you've got to do everything together. There's no way around it. There's no shortcut. There's no anything. You do everything together. And that means if you have to set up Mythic Plus nights, if that means that part of the team has to change a time where they're going to run some Mythic Plus, whatever it is, or get some one-on-ones going on, that's what you do. Yeah. That's what a team does. Yeah. And so that's a leadership thing. But again, it is a video game. And so gamers usually do not understand what real leadership looks like. And I'm not saying that as a slam. It's just the way it is. It's a fact.
Right. Okay.
So that's part of the issue. So once you can get over that hump and get past that, I think that the conversations on those teams are going to get a lot better, and the progression is going to get a lot better as well. Would you agree?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I was reading while you were talking. I was reading some of the, messages in live chat.
Yeah.
And I was reading what some of the people are talking about with clicks and things like that. And
clicks happen. You are clicks, but you got to crush those. You got to take those clicks and go, hey man, I need you guys to take so and so.
Yeah.
I need you to take these two or three players. We need to get them some runs. So who's going to help out? You have to be direct like that.
Yeah.
And if those players, unfortunately, are unwilling to help the team, they got to go.
Oh yeah.
They got to go.
Yeah,
sorry, I don't care if it's the best player. Got to go.
Yeah, it's just it comes to a threshold to where you find your to where you find a happy medium, right? Where you can, you want it to be fun. It's a game. You're paying. These people are paying their $15, right?
Yep.
But at the same time, you have to understand the level of commitment it means to be a push team member. You have to recognize that if you cannot commit to that, then you should never commit to that.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, as an example, I'll use this as an example. My guild, we have our push team nights where we go when we push the hardest content we can. And then on Sunday Fun Day, we have our Sunday Fun Day run where we'll go on alt. So sometimes we'll just go on our mains and help, re-clear for some of the other guildies and things like that, and kind of help them with what they want when they can join to participate. And we do that on Sunday. We call it Sunday Fun Day. And not everybody can, as much as they want to, not everybody can commit to going every, 2-3 nights, whatever your raid schedule is a week. And we understand that, but we try to offer that solution as an alternative for those people. But one thing is just extremely important, and I agree with you. That's a great point that you brought up into tasking like some officers or things like that to schedule some Mythic Plus nights where the members need to group up and get your push team and your bench team players into keys to alternatively source their gear, so it's not turning into a raid log situation.
Correct. Because if you don't use those players, you're going to lose them. Well,
another thing that's important about Mythic Plus, which is why I think it's even though it's a caveat, I think it's necessary for in-game rating, is it holds people much more responsible because you have a team of 5 versus a team of 20 to accomplish goals to get your gear, and it makes you much more reactive to your environments and everything else. That keeps you sharp. Where if all you do is raid log, you start to lose that finish, that sharpness and things like that. And I think it's important that people take the time to do that because it makes their acumen around their toolkit and how to play their character even stronger, because they have to be more responsible in scenarios like that. But that's why I was saying I also agree, like having like your leadership set up key nights, things like that. Because you're right. Important. I mean, if you think about it like a team, they have practice before they go play the game.
100%. And like I said, if you go into any kind of team sport, they're always rotating people. People don't stay on the bench. They get rotated in. So your Super Bowl champions do it. Your cutting edge world first teams do it. Everyone does it, man. You may not be there for the kill, for the win, but you help the team get there. You were in there for some pulls. You did some work, and that's really where it needs to be.
Can I just take a moment to recognize?
Go ahead.
Numinex, you can't stop me from raid logging, Zugs. I'm sure there's a group or a home for folks just like that, and that's okay. I believe they're called pugs. Am I right, sir? I think that's what they're called.
That's what it is.
Groups? Yeah, I think that's what they're called. But nonetheless, biggest challenge for me going from keys to raid was the rotation difference. Boomy isn't dramatically different, but it's enough of a difference for a small brain to comprehend. So there's a couple of avenues to look at that, okay? Let's be realistic. Even with the upcoming changes for Midnight, let's say you don't care about 3K IO or any of that stuff. All you're trying to do is fill your vault with mythics, which are what, 12s? I think there were 12, 10s or 12s.
Yeah.
12s.
10s or 12, something like that.
It's 10s. It was 10s. I think it might be 12 now, but that's beside the point. You can literally go in on baseline with your single target build, i.e. you should incorporate a kick and interrupt to help with the key. But if that's what your only purpose is to practice your single target rotation, stay in your single target rotation. I mean, you're going to clear the key. It doesn't matter if you don't, triple chest the key to get your time and practice your rotation. I think that's just me personally. If you're not trying to pursue that, if all you're trying to do is practice your rotation so you have that down completely, then do it that way. Because you're right, there are builds that are dramatically different for certain classes too. where, you know, like me with my Prot Warrior build, my Prot Warrior build's all about CC and AoE, where for the most part, without a couple of little changes here and there, my raid build is completely single target and about 3 buttons, because I don't, you know, all you're trying to do is dump damage and keep aggro, where in a key, I'm trying to damage, keep aggro, CC, do all the things. So it is dramatically different. There's a dramatic difference between the two, and I can understand what you mean by that. But ultimately, I think these are good points that we brought up. I hope people understand where we're coming from with them, that we're trying to come from a good place, so that it's not slandering people or how you play the game or anything like that, because that's the last thing we want people to think. But I also, you know, ask that you keep in mind whenever you do commit to a team that you're going to stick with your team, that also make sure you find a team that you're going to enjoy being around, the people you're going to be around. And yes, it's up to the leadership to not allow clicks to generate and people feel pushed out or left alone, but also agree that your bench should be very much incorporated in all things, that it should not be
100%,
that they're only there just to fill in when somebody else, because they're not a top parser, like you said, they could be one of the best mechanic savvy people out there, and just giving them the pulls is equally important. So I think that's super smart. But yeah, ultimately I think these were all good points, and I'm hoping for, you know, I heard you found a new team.
I did.
I hope your team's success, just like I hope our team's success. And yeah, I did try to recruit Scions, and he told me to go jump into the ether, and I you know, I just I don't even know how to feel, man. I'm tearing up just talking about it. But anyways, oh man, so I think we wrapped that up there. I think we got some good points across, and I think that's where we wrap that up. But this time I'm gonna shake it up a little bit, and I'm gonna bring in my little secret.
Oh, here we go.
Secret topic.
Let's have it.
There's a new buzz this week around World of Warcraft. Do you know what it is? Because I do.
I don't.
It's called a chain bikini, and it's in the trading post right now.
Saw it.
I need you to put that on your main.
That's probably not going to happen.
I need you to do it. The community needs you to do it. I'll do it if you do it. We'll rock it for like a week. Okay? Come on. Just put the chain bikini on.
I can do it.
You can do it for a week. We can do it for a week. We'll do it for a week. We'll throw them on the mains for a week, and we'll just rock our chain bikinis. Because I mean, hey, what do you think about? Because here's the thing: when I tell you the Reddit forums, guys, are just everybody taking just the funniest pictures with them, whether they are trying to be provocative with a female character to the outlandish Colteran wearing one. You know, I mean, I've seen a plethora of photographs. The chain bikini is here.
It is here. It's in the trading post. I saw it today, and I really think it's not really that big of a deal, man. Go have fun with it. That's what it's there for. I think people sometimes, in some instances, on something like that, they take themselves too seriously. Just go have fun with it, man. Just make it happen. It's fine.
But I mean, there were people there was one post on Reddit where someone said the trading post is finally doing it right. Chain bikini on. Because listen, each month they do some theme, right? This month is more of like a paladin theme. That's what I take away from it. But throwing that in there was like a nice little, like,
I was surprised.
Yeah,
I saw it. I was like, oh, they put it in.
Speaking of trading posts, though, how many recolors of this battle turtle are we going to get for a mount?
It's enough now. It's like having Kel'Thuzad come back into the game.
Stop I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a mount collector, so mounts are mounts. But at the same time, I mean, I don't need a recolor of it with chartreuse skin. You know, I mean, let's get something else going. You know, I'm still
100%.
I'm still looking for those recolors of the Ghastly Charger that we did not get.
Oh, yeah, we still have those coming, too.
There's recolors of the Ellic. We haven't seen those yet.
Come on, man.
You know, there's quite a few of them that we haven't gotten yet that I'm like, okay, can we get those now? There's still, and there's still to this day, an over and under gun that I want for one of my hunters.
I haven't seen that.
So you haven't seen the Witcher gun. Well, they came out with a blue one. I talked about this, and we talked about
that
this.
one.
Right, and then they came out with a gold variant back in Dragonflight that you can still buy, but it only shows up in the black market auction house for like $100,000 gold.
Okay.
But when it was data mined, it had 4 colors. It had like a brass color, a gold color, a silver and blue, and we've gotten the gold and the silver and blue now. There's a brass one still floating out there, and then there's a gunmetal with a red handle, and that thing is just perfect for any of your like metals, red kind of transmog colors.
I gotta have that.
It's so good, man, and it hasn't shown up yet, and I'm waiting on that one. I think it's
soon.
It's so cool. It's such a good looking weapon. It's a Colt, you know, over and under, and it's sick. I haven't looked. I gotta keep reminding myself to check this, but I wonder if when it does a real, you know, it does the over and under flip. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
That's the only way it makes it better. Is they're like bam, 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 bam. It's like, you know, I mean, I'm just saying. But you got 2 of them so far, yeah. I said, that's really cool. But the bikini was an interesting flavor text. You know, there's always, since, especially over the last few months with the trading posts, there's been 2 types of variances. There's been extremely cutesy, or extremely just like out of nowhere unrelevant. Like it's either been flowers and cute pets and fluffy outfits and things of that nature. Yeah, the
flowers and hearts things went like for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, it went really hard, and then it went into these cute little fluffy caps and boots with the fur and everything. And it would be nice to see some more gritty Warcraft stuff. You know, I mean, I'm glad that there's a place for everyone in Azeroth, but there should also be those options there. I think that's fine that they have them there. I'm not saying that they should go away. I'm saying they should find that medium where it's not so one side or the other, because, you know, to be honest, now that they've created this trading post, it's become a place where people look forward to something each month. They look forward to their guide, you know, unlocking the stuff to be able to acquire said things out of it, right?
Well, how about this, Zuggs? How about housing items in the trading post?
Yeah, but then the problem comes in that everybody's going to want to start seeing the trading tenders show up as some kind of like purchasable format, and that's already a hot contention as it sits. No matter your opinion on whether you should be able to use real money to buy a trader tender or not, there's just that's such a hot spot for people that like it's nice in theory, but what we haven't seen yet, and I guess this kind of almost segues us into one of them, and I feel like we should just kind of hop around here for a little bit.
Sure.
With the future of housing. Okay, with the future of housing, we've got endeavors coming and things of that nature, and there's going to be even more things coming. It's evergreen. It's not going away. So, I think we talk about the future of housing now, and I don't necessarily know if trading posts should be in that. I think that should be a unique, you do this for yourself and acquire these things versus everything being incorporated in housing. I like there's some facilities of the game that aren't tethered to that. But
and the other thing too, go ahead, Doug.
No, I was going to say what was your opinion on it?
I'm fine with that, and I don't think a lot of people understand the future of housing. Man, this is the tip of the iceberg, brothers and sisters. This is nothing compared to what it's going to be, and what you've seen now in housing, and everyone's all, ooh, oh, wow. This is nothing compared to what you're going to get when Midnight drops, when Last Titan drops, as we move forward. It's going to get better. It's going to be almost too much for people. Mm-hmm. So just relax, take what they give you. It's gonna compound. It's like compounding interest. It's just going to get better and better and better, and you're going to have more things. And pretty soon, you're going to open something up to go look for something, and you're actually going to have to use the search bar because you're not going to be able to find it.
I'm already there, man. In the catalog, I'm constantly searching things through the catalog. one of the things that I still want to this day is I want a freaking mannequin that I can put my transmog pieces.
That's a great idea.
For sets.
Yeah.
In my home. I want to be able to display some of my favorite transmogs I've collected through the years, regardless of what class type, etc., etc. And I'm not just talking about armor. I want to be able to put if you're using a pole arm, I want the pole arm. Whether the mannequin's holding it, it's just strapped to the back, whatever the case is. I want mannequins so I can display some of my favorite pieces, because I'm not always on my main character. And what if I have this super cool transmog that I always resort back to, kind of thing, but there's this really new banger set that came out, so I'm going to transmog that set while it's, it's the current season, it's relevant, etc., etc., and I'm just going to rock that set for a while. But, when I go to my player housing, maybe I want to go back and look at some of the favorite sets I've collected through the years, even though I might not even play those characters anymore. Like, one of them is one of my favorite sets, and this is the class I don't play anymore, or I hardly touch, is Warlock. And one of my favorite ones is the Mage Tower set from Warlock that I earned. I love that set. It's so cool looking, but I don't play a Warlock, and I might log on to it once a month, if that, maybe every 2 months, to even see it, unless I just stop and just observe, at my login screen, my character selection. Right. I mean, outside of that, it would be cool to be able to put that up in my home. Another thing I think that would be really cool is if they were to give us, especially with inscription, things like that, hanging up some of our favorite achievements.
That's another great idea.
Some of like, what's your most hallmark achievement? Like, when was the first time you hit Keystone Hero, or just KSM in general, or AOTC, or whatever?
Hold on, what is that one that a lot of people don't have?
Feats of strength.
Your feats of strength, like the bare knuckle one. Yeah, that's fantastic, right?
Yeah, to be able to display your achievement, and when you earned it, it'll have the date on it. It's just like when you pull up your achievement list.
Just have a banner.
Yeah, or something like that. That would be super cool to be able to exhibit that in your home for people, because like I said, everybody plays this game at completely different levels, and that's perfectly fine. For some people, they never touch in game, and that's not what they're after. But then they decide to break into it for the first time, and they have this hallmark moment where they got their very first ahead of the curve achievement. They got it legitimate. They got it on a team. They earned it, and it's one of the most prideful moments, because that's what they earned. Not that they don't want to pursue higher, more difficult content achievements, but that one's just got a place in their heart because that was their first one, And being able to display that for their friends to see. And I remember this time because I was with you guys, and this is when it happened, and being able to showcase that in your home is just super cool. I'm looking for things like that. I'm looking for the mannequins for our gear. I'm looking for true weapon racks that you can showcase your weapons you've earned. I want to be able to put all my legendary items I've earned in the game, or just items I think look really cool and just work with the environment that I created in my home.
Yeah. And I think that's all coming. I just think we have to be patient. I know you're not the first person to talk about the mannequin thing. So, I mean, it's a great idea.
I think that would be super, super cool. But we don't, again, it's evergreen, and these things will come in the future for sure. It's just, and it's the greedy side of me that wants to go, I want it now. I want it right now, because I've already I've gone through the first wave, right? Right, guys? I've gone through the first wave of the housing, and I've seen some crazy things. In fact, I saw this yesterday and I fell out laughing. Somebody made an entire room with the South Park characters out of rugs. They made the rugs hilarious. And dyed the rugs to look like Cartman and all the Stan and all of them on the wall as like a, what do you call it, a mosaic, like almost like a mosaic tile like thing. I saw one where a guy made an earthen like monument in his home. It's the head of an earthen out of boulders, and then using like the floors and pillars from like Silver Moon to give it a different contrast and make a helmet on it and stuff. And
that's crazy.
It's crazy what people are coming up with. And I've just seen some of the wildest things. Now, I'm not that guy. I mean, I'll go look at your stuff and go, that's super cool, man. And that's like, great job. But like, as far as like putting all that together, I'm proud of the home I made. But it also shows you where I I peak my limit on the interesting stuff, you know.
That's where I'm at too. I've kind of done what I wanted to do. Now I'm waiting.
But I have a vision of things I want my home in my mind that just aren't there yet. And I know the grittier side of me, the eager side of me wants these things to be here and now for us so that I can do those things and put those things and bring them to fruition and so on. So it's taking me a little bit to like backpedal a little bit and just kind of like, okay, it's coming. We'll get it eventually.
Just relax. It'll
But
be fine.
then in the same bated breath, right? You know, remember the guns I was referencing back for Mogman to go, the over and unders? Those things were showcased almost a year and a half ago in the data files, and we've only gotten 2 in the second one only came out a couple of months ago. I don't know if we're going to see them at all. If so, it's going to be 5 years down the road, you know, in which case, how long is it going to take for that to happen, right? I don't know. Just thoughts in my brain, things that I'm thinking about. Let's see. TBC. Let's do a little bit of TBC action. What do you think? You like that idea?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay, cool. We're gonna do it. Hang on a second. TBC returns. Is it too much? Now you can go ahead.
Oh, well, perfect. I'm gonna say that.
See, guys, I let him talk all the time.
Yeah,
I let him talk all the time.
I think that we've seen too much of it now. I understand what Blizzard's trying to do here. You can only wrap this stuff around so many times. This is our 3rd or 4th iteration of it being re-released, and so I think at this point that part of the community is kind of like, yeah, we'll do it, but I mean, you know,
it's gonna be cool. So short-lived. What people want,
it's so short-lived. There's nothing extra coming out. You already know everything that's coming. You've already experienced it, if not in its original state, 2 or 3 times since then. Yeah. So I do know that the Only Things community, I believe, is looking to do hardcore for TBC using the add-on, because Blizzard's not going to release a TBC hardcore server. So, I mean, that'll be something for people to watch and stuff. But if you're looking for something new or something you haven't seen, or something you haven't done, most people, I think, at this point have done that kind of stuff. And I just think Blizzard's kind of gone to the well one too many times here. This will probably be, I would say, the last time we see this specifically as a full re-release.
I agree. I think the majority of the classic players that are still actively avid classic players are looking for what's going to China right now. What is it, a Classic Plus?
Yeah, and that's what they want.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. That's what they want. Yeah. And a lot of people are screaming to the heavens, you know, hey, please announce this at BlizzCon 2026. Please announce this at BlizzCon, because that's what they want. And I have no insider information to tell you any different, guys, but I think that's a possibility. I think that they're kind of using China as a training grounds or a proving grounds or a sort of live beta over there to make sure how people are reacting to things and how they like it before they bring it over to the NAEU servers for everybody else to be able to enjoy. I
agree with you.
I think that's what's going to happen. Also, fun fact while we're here, I don't know if I told you this or not, Scions, but I am actually going to my very first BlizzCon in 2026. I am going.
We did talk about that.
Did I? I can't remember.
Man.
Okay. I couldn't, since it was being brought up, I just thought I'd let you know.
That's great.
Yeah. Yep.
Have a good time for me.
My best friend is hooking me. He bought the ticket and said, you buy the flight. And I was like, cool, we're doing it. So I'm excited to go and experience all of it for the first time. It's gonna be cool. I'm excited. I'm nervous, excited. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what you expect, and I'm also.
I hope you have a great time, man.
Yeah, me too.
Make sure you send me some pictures, man.
I will, dude. I will.
Yeah.
Also, wear deodorant. I'll make sure I do it. I promise. I know that's a wild take, Thal, but I'll do my best.
Thal's been there a couple times, I think, so he knows what he's talking about.
Man, that sounds like a cool best friend. He is a cool best friend. That's what I was saying. And he did that for me, and I'm super grateful. I'm excited. But no, I mean, TBC, I have no ambitions to mess with it at all. I mean, I've already seen and done the dance. I don't need to do it again. And again, this falls back on what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, where, you know, you can't call fresher server refresh
No,
before
you
people
gotta
are
stop.
going, dude, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? So like, it just gets old, and again, I'm hoping this Classic Plus is going to be something revolutionary and new for the Classic players, even to a point to where it might pull some of the retailers
Yeah.
into it.
Yep.
And have some fun with something a little new, something a little different. Shameless plug. But the TBC it's there were so many cool facilities about it, with getting the world buffs and all that stuff, and attunements and everything to go into the raids and be able to do. That was really neat, and that was one of the really cool things about it. But it's lost its flavor text at this point, because now it's a job, where before it was an adventure. Now it's a job, because you've already been trained on the idea of skyrocketing, power leveling, and doing everything else like that.
Yep.
So now it's a job to go back and do all that stuff. So people will do it, but it's going to be short-lived. And the whole idea, I mean, like, how weird is it to feel like just a year ago, maybe a little longer, everybody was in Wrath Classic. Classic, and now you're going back to TBC, and you're currently in Pandaria, and you're going back to
do TBC before. Yeah.
I mean, it feels so strange and just odd. And again, I'm glad that people have a place in Azeroth that they call home, whether it's in TBC Classic, Miss Pandaria Classic, so on, so have you hardcore server on vanilla. That's great. That's super cool. I'm glad to see people still loving the Warcraft environment in Azeroth itself. But at the same time, like, they have to do something. It can only be played out so many times before you know it. They're into Dragonflight Classic or something ridiculous like that. You know what I mean? And
I know.
And even still, there's a change where people no longer view the game as classic, even though you could technically go back and say Legion is a classic at this point because it's 10 years old, right? They're not going to, the classic players aren't going to see Legion as a classic. They're going to see that as the turning point, whether it was WoD or Legion or something like that. So, they're gonna tap out soon, and they're gonna lose a lot of people if they don't think of something. And that's why I was reverting back to everything. That's why I was saying I think that BlizzCon we will see an announcement for the anniversary or classic anniversary or whatever coming, because they are running out and they have to know that. So, anyways, I think we touched base enough on that one. Thoughts? Any other closing statements on that?
I've got no thoughts on that.
Okay.
I've already given them.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Future housing. Will Blizzard have enough time to complete their add-ons, and who's going to update them for the future? Go ahead.
We don't know.
Go ahead.
I know the team isn't that big, and that's part of the issue. I don't know how many people are on the team because I don't know anybody at Blizzard. I just know that the team isn't that big, and they don't have time. So again, they're working for a big corporation. They have business timelines, and they need to make sure the game launches on time.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I think they're going to struggle with keeping add-ons up to date. I think they're going to have to increase that team size, or what they do is they pull resources from another game and bring people over, which, as they've seen, as Ian has said in interviews, that's been a mistake every time they've done it. So the longest answer I can give you is no, but we'll have to wait and see, because right now it's not looking awesome unless they're not publishing things in the beta that we haven't seen yet. That is also possible.
Well, okay. Based on the fact that she said, the team's small, it's not that big of a team around it, which could be one of the imposing points brought to the table as to why we're seeing such a slow traction on it. Because alpha and beta is usually where they test everything to see what breaks and what doesn't break. It's going to feel really weird whether it's a pre-patch or it's the live service in March going that we see these add-ons populate. It doesn't make sense. And as far as like updating them, let's be honest, every time an update comes out, something breaks in the game, period.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine that the add-ons aren't going to work right and they're going to break and it's going to become frustrating. They're going to have to hire more people that are going to be able to maintain those, as well as continue to create on those and build on those to improve them. If not, if not, in my opinion, within the first year, I think we're going to see them letting other add-ons just come back in. That their add-ons are going to be like, screw it.
Well, and that's just it. They're not going to. The only way they're going to hire more people or abandon it altogether is if people start leaving the game. And I don't think the Warcraft player is going to leave just because of that.
I don't think they should, though, because I mean, let's be honest. I've done testing on beta. I've done the keys on beta, and the keys on beta feel like keys. They don't feel bad. They feel exactly like they feel right now this season. They don't feel wrong. They don't feel easy. They don't feel lackluster. They feel exactly like they do right now. It still feels like the same game. I have not raided on beta, so I can't talk to the raids. I'm not gonna. But as far as like how the game plays the same, feels the same. It's the same game. The only thing you're missing is, you might be missing something that helps you like track your teammate CCs or something like OmniCD used to do, or whatever the case is. You might be missing something like that as far as like the full feeling is concerned. But man, I've seen so many people with stuff on their screen that they can't even possibly track while they're in the middle of a fight, that it doesn't even matter if the add-on was there or not. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even equate. The game feels the same way it feels now. So I'm not really worried about that. So I don't think people are leaving because of anything, but I have concerns. If you won't let us have details, our damage meters through details, make sure yours work, or make sure that your boss cooldown on add-on that they have made works, and things of that nature. Make sure that you're hiring the right people to maintain them, and make sure that they function with your updates, because I promise you, whether it's 11, we're going into 11.0, right? Or no, we're in 11 now. We're going to 12. We're going to 12.
11.2.
We're going to 12. When we hit the first 2.5, 12.05 patch or whatever, shit's going to break all over the place, because it always breaks all over the place. And the last thing you need is a mid-season patch coming through and breaking those add-ons that people heavily use for Mythic Plus and rating. So I really hope that they are going to put the right kind of personnel in place to maintain these and make sure that when updates do come through, they're going to stay functioning and intact. Because one of the things that current third-party add-on devs do really well is within hours of any patch release, I've seen them as quick as 30 minutes to a matter of just a couple of hours, have their third-party application working perfectly in sync with whatever the latest update was. Rarely ever do you see one rolling over more than 24 hours before it's gotten an update and it's back functioning business as usual and you're good to go. So I'm really hoping that Blizz recognizes that there has to be a stationary team constantly functioning, making sure that works, because people are going to figure out a way to break it. That's another thing too.
They will.
People are going to figure out a way to break it. And when they do, they need to be able to have people that can amend that situation to where it can't be broken and it's going to function like it's supposed to.
Right. Agreed.
But, that's what I think. I think that, I think their heart's in the right place, but I think they need to be smart about where they're going to put, how much they're going to put in finances towards making sure it works like it's supposed to. Because, again, we haven't seen all the things that they're supposedly introducing either.
No, we have not.
The only thing we've seen is the damage meters so far. I haven't seen the cooldown manager work at all.
I've seen it.
Have you?
It only works on specific dungeon bosses, and it seems to be fine.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, one thing at a time, I suppose. But what else was there? But what else was there supposed to be? Like, what else were they supposed to be introducing? I know they were doing their own nameplates.
Then nameplate,
the damage meters, the cooldown manager,
and then
the boss timers.
Yeah.
Right. And then what else? Was there anything else I'm thinking?
Right now, I think that's the top 4 right now.
Right.
And I'm with you. I think there was one more, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, for the life of me, I can't. But hopefully. But again, the good news is even in the current state the beta is in right now, the game feels great. It's fine.
Yeah.
The game is completely functional, completely playable. It's fine. Everybody will adapt, overcome. You know, you're getting your LVIs back. They've
Yep.
released the reigns, so you're more than likely going to be able to make your nameplates how you see fit, whether you're using some kind of third-party application. If you don't like what Blizzard did to kind of give you more of that feel, there's already add-ons in place to help you with their version of the cooldown manager to give you more of that weak aura look that most people did with weak aura packs and stuff like that. So people have already come up with crazy workarounds for it. So as far as like getting all those elements back in place, that's going to be fine. Overcoming the obstacles of not having certain add-ons like Omni CD, that'll take time for people to adjust, but it is what it is. Now, I think what you'll see more than anything, Doc. Wow, I'm getting tired. I'm getting old. Scions is you're gonna see groups in Mythic Plus where they're communicating highly because they don't have Omni CD to talk about their CCs. Well, you're gonna see. I think you're gonna see the pug pool as you get higher keys wither away, and it's just gonna be predominantly just teams.
Yeah.
It's just going to be teams in the higher tier of the Mythic Plus content and things like that because they're going to have to talk about their CCs and where they're at with their CCs and stuff like
100%.
that. Versus being able to just track it on your screen and just know, okay, you know, we set up this expectation. I call that holiday brain. 100%, man. I'm trying to get back to norm like there's no business. Where you know, most teams would go, okay, every pack pull, I've got the first kick, I got the second, I got the third, I got the fourth, and then they don't even talk about it anymore because they know where they fall on the interrupt schedule, and then they just go, and then they have Omni CD telling them where they're going to enter. You know, okay, I just saw, you know, I know I'm fourth, and I just saw person X who's third kick, so I'm up next. So they just know. Well, now they don't have that anymore, so they're going to have to communicate, and I think that's going to make the pug pool dwindle a lot because
it will. But we'll see what happens, man. It's a wait and see game right now.
Yeah, I just want to. Has Scions admitted to his true love for gnomes yet? Have you? No. Have you, Scions? No, you haven't admitted to it yet. No, it's still
there will be no love for gnomes. I'm sorry.
So Robert, he's still keeping that a secret. Okay, he's still keeping it a secret.
I'd rather kiss a Tauren. Yeah.
It's going to make high keys more in line with high end mythic rating. Exactly that.
Yep. All the plans going to happen before. Yeah.
I think it's good, though. I think it is forcing people to communicate with each other more. I mean, you're going to still have the people out there that refuse to talk to people and refuse to interact but want to run that high-end content. They just won't say nothing. Either you'll have wipes and brick a key or they'll get through it just barely because people refuse to communicate. You know, but, you know, it's good. Again, you got to take people who have been conditioned through the years to play the game a certain way to have to change it up. So it's just a matter of time before all that stuff kind of comes into place. All the planning will happen before the key will start. Yeah. This is one of the reasons you almost never see mythic raid pugs early in the season. Yeah.
Correct.
Crazy Bat. I got you, Crazy Bat. No, I mean, I think it's good though. I think the communication is good. And before you And I get what you're saying that they'll communicate before the key starts, but the problem is it's super easy for anybody to get out of sync. You know what I mean? To forget where they're at. You know, oh God, I can't remember who has the kick because you can't use Omni CD to monitor who had the kick. So you're going to have to communicate. Things are just not going to go perfect, especially in a pug environment. It's just not. So they're going to have to be able to do something like I mean, I already have a workaround in mind that I would just say, you know, I would have my interrupt macroed with a command that just yells, you know, what my number. So that way you can see it. I'm, you know, interrupt 3. I'll just say interrupt 3 like that. So so as I use my interrupt, my kick, I just told everybody I was interrupt 3. That's a way you can get around it. But that's just me just right off the top of the head, just thinking to myself, I can just macro to where it says /yell and do the interrupt.
You're already getting into workarounds. So.
Yeah. So, you know, that's just my take on it. 10-man mythic rating win? Never.
Never. It's not. It's not even. Not even a plan. It's not even being discussed.
No, it's not, and it won't be. I mean, the reality
Nope.
is them trying to completely rework. And before you say all they gotta do is just drop the health threshold and damage thresholds down and keep it the same. A lot of these fights are designed for 20 people in mind. They're not designed for 10 people. So them going back and having to reinvent the entire raid system for a 10-man group, they're not going to do that. It just you're asking for too much. I'm just being realistic.
100%.
I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, just being really brutally honest about it.
Yeah.
Boo. I hear you, man, but it is what it is.
Yep.
But at the beginning of the live today, Otter, we talked about some really good topics on how to maintain a cutting edge guild and how to keep the team going and stuff like that. So definitely something to tune into if you missed it. The last thing on today's podcast is not Warcraft. We're going to talk about Diablo 4. And is it finally where it needed to be? What's your thoughts, Ions?
As a longtime Diablo fan and being disappointed in Diablo 4, I'm going to say that it is finally where it needs to be. When I'm playing a game like Diablo 4, I'm extremely casual. I just want to play the game. I don't want it to take forever to get to the end game. And one of the things that I said to myself was, and I said to my community, hey, the only thing that's going to get me back into Diablo 4 is if they bring back the Paladin. And they did, and I hemmed and hawed for about a week, and I broke down, and I did it, and I'm very glad I did it. I had a lot of fun playing Diablo 4. It feels like it's exactly where it should be. It's the right amount of time to level, to start getting all your Paragon stuff and your gear and all this other stuff. It's finally where it needs to be in a playable state where people were happy with Diablo 3 and Diablo 2. Now, after 11 seasons, we're finally into a season that people can get into and play. And I don't usually come back and play again. And I've been doing that a couple times now. So the only thing that I'm afraid of is that they're going to come in and change it and have an idea. And we don't need any more ideas on how quickly the game progresses. We just need more cool stuff to blow up on the screen. That's all we need.
You know, I played Diablo 4 when it came out. I have my Eternal character, you know, my very first one. Yep. And now let me backpedal just a second and set stage. I'm a warrior main in Warcraft, and I want the most warrior thing just about in every game I play. It's just part of my DNA, right? So, of course, I navigated to Barbarian, you know, when the game came out. And Barbarian was a lot of fun. Just spin to win. We're winning everywhere, right? Now, I come back to Season 11 for the whole hype of it coming back, and I get into Barb, and even though I'm having a great time, I'm not to output the most damage, do all sorts of stuff. I can't be a whirlwind Barb. It's still viable to a degree in most of the in-game content. Yeah. But, you know, when you've got an AFK, no build Paladin that's hitting billions of damage just by existing in the game, it kind of sucks the fun out of even the medial whirlwind. So, you know, of course, I went and found the biggest damage dealing build with Barbarian. I'm still having a great time with it and love it. But yesterday I streamed it because normally you only catch me streaming Warcraft, and I decided to stream Diablo because I've been enjoying going back to it. Season 11 is really fun. The pacing was exactly like you were talking about. It's really fun to play and everything else like that. And I was after the final seasonal achievement in Diablo, and you know, we'd had this bad run luck. I'm sure you've heard of Infernal Hordes in the game, right? Yeah. So we were doing Infernal Hordes, and that's the one that I was missing, was getting the Chaos Waves. And so I told my buddy Guildarts, and I was like, look, man, because he's a Paladin main through and through in Warcraft to Diablo. And I said, look, man, if we can get our last 2 chaotic waves, I'll make a Paladin. And he goes, okay, bet. Because we'd already gone through a handful of Infernal Horde waves, Infernal Horde keys, and got no chaos. So I'm thinking, I'm set, bro. We haven't seen him in forever. And he's like, please, Blizzard RNG, help me, blah, blah, blah. And it did. both of them came up, and I said, "Son of a biscuit eater." So I made a paladin. He power leveled it just because I wanted to see what the no build was all about. And when I tell you it's a cheat code, Scions, and to you guys listening, if you literally want the easiest flat out class that there ever was to ever play in any video game ever, period, stop, no questions asked, the no build, the no button, or AFK build, whatever one you want to call it to be, is the easiest. You just move. You just there, and you just spark electricity, and everything around you just flops over with billions of damage. It's insane. Yeah. The only upside to it that I see for even having the class is you can go farm your divine gifts with that thing, because you can just go stand out in the middle of the spawn point of Duriel or Asmodon or whatever, and just stand there and let things flop over dead, and you just accrue.
Yep, and sometimes a game that's had struggles like Diablo 4, it needs that.
Now, I will tell you this. I went back and played through the entire story of Diablo. And in this season specifically, I'm going to tell you, between the storyline, the gameplay, how it feels, your leveling experience, and everything is exquisite. The story's great. The graphics are great. The lore is solid. There's not much to really gripe about that. And so to this day, I still don't really understand where people have this big down opinion about Diablo 4. I get that some people aren't a fan of the pro shop, the shop where you buy all your cosmetics and all that stuff.
That's not a big deal. I think a lot of it had to do with it just took so long to get where you needed to go.
But man, if I ever Soret Paladin knew Soret Paladin, yeah. But the core functions of the game are great. The tempering, the masterworking, the enchanting, all that stuff is really cool, giving you a lot of different ways to and playing with the Paragon boards to really let you kind of figure out what your playstyle is and still make it relevant. Like I said, from anything from a no button build with a paladin to a pure Hammer of the Ancients build with a barbarian. I'm able to have a great time and do something and enjoy something and have a lot of fun. The one thing I wish, because they're both owned by Blizzard, is I really, 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 really wish we could get some of the transmog from Diablo into Warcraft. I
agree, because
wish.
the art's really good.
Oh my god!
I don't think the art's gonna mesh though. I think that's the problem.
Oh man, my barb is wearing this outfit right now. If I could just implant that on, if I could implant that over with that big of a dude.
Yeah,
bro.
Some of the rogue sets are the same way. If I could put that on my hunter, done.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. It's so cool. But I'm having an amazing time in Diablo. I mean, and it couldn't have come at a better time too, because we're in this lull.
Yeah.
With Warcraft, where we're waiting on the pre-patch to hit, because I mean, let's be honest, for the most part, most people have achieved whatever goals they were going to achieve for the season. There are still things that you can go farm if you're a collector of sorts, for sure. Their housing is still very, very exciting for people, and it's very relevant for people, and that's super great. But once you've gotten over that honeymoon phase of all those things, and you're just looking for something fresh to do, I'm telling you, Diablo is so much fun. Yes. So good. So I think it's in a great spot. I've been really enjoying playing it, and I'm gonna keep playing it until something something new comes along, or Warcraft gets interesting for me again. And I hate to say it like that, because I love Warcraft, but at the same time I can only play the beta so much, because I know that everything I'm doing in the beta, it has no relevance and it won't be sustainable, because it's not the live server. I like one of the things you said. I was thumbing through social media the other day, and you brought up something about how you treat a beta, and I couldn't agree with you more. You take your time and listen to the story in beta, then so that way when it goes live, you can just shovel through and get your levels and get to
the only thing I care about is the cutscenes. Once the live hits, I take my time and watch every single cutscene.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. But I agree with you. You're understanding the plot, the lore, and everything else like that through beta. And it's super smart. It's very, I can totally get behind what you were doing there and what you mean by that, because I think I genuinely think that's the way most people, even if they don't even realize it, that's inadvertently what they're doing. They're learning the lore and the storyline in beta, so when it goes live, they can just pump through, get to the max level, and start doing whatever it is, where they're trying to get that early farm for gold or the early farm for whatever gear and so on.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing. Yeah.
Hurry up and get through the level so you can get to their professions and start maxing out their professions and things of that nature. Yeah, I totally get what you mean by that. And that's a great way to look at it. I think that's smart. I mean, I know it might suck for the viewer that's sitting there watching you or I or any other creator playing the beta have to, they're kind of getting spoiled on the story, but I mean, I
understand that, yeah.
But they're also getting to see the elements of the game that they've been looking for. So I think there's like a caveat there where you got to kind of,
it's like, is it going to work?
Yeah, it's not necessarily an oil and water situation. I think you just got to find that happy balance. But anyways,
agreed.
Yeah. That's it, man. I'm glad that we were able to talk about the most important topic in Warcraft this week, and that is the chain bikini. I am super happy we were able to address that, because, I mean, bro, let me tell you something, man. Go put that thing on a female night elf, and then you come back and talk to me, okay? Oh, but anyways, man, I think that's going to wrap it up, guys. What do you think? You got anything else you want to bring up, man?
You know what? I'm just thankful that you guys are here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on our live podcast. It's great. Don't forget that we will be uploading the podcast on Sunday.
Yep.
And Zuggs is, that's his thing, man. He makes sure it goes up. Yep. And it goes on every Sunday, man. He does all the behind the scenes work, getting the stream ready. I'm just like the fluff guy. He's doing all the work.
I'm trying, man. I want to make sure that it's done right. One of the reasons why we wait till Sunday to release it now is it gives YouTube enough time to scrub through the video that we've uploaded, to make sure there's no copyright issues, things of that nature. So that way it gets out there to as many people, and that they feel much more comfortable pushing it to new faces to find the channel, find the podcast, and everything else like that,
100%.
which is exactly what we're trying to do. But also, even though you were here with us live and we genuinely appreciate it, I'll ask that you do go back and let the re-upload play through, post a comment on what you think on it, throw a like on that sucker. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, turn the alert on, so when you go live, see when we go live, or see when the upload comes through, so that way, and you can catch our shorts and all that other stuff that we're uploading, because we want you to be able to have that kind of information, have some fun with us while we're doing it, because that's what it's all about. If you're not enjoying creating content while you're doing it, right?
100%.
So with that being said, guys, that's where we're going to wrap up. Again, thank you so much. Appreciate you hanging out with us, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks,
Take
guys.
care. Bye, guys.
See you next time.